Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we will take you through our weekend duty in a small hospital during our first term in Australia.
In our hospital, a weekend duty means you're the doctor who tends to both wards consisting of approximately 50 to 60 patients, which are rehabilitation, geriatric rehabilitation, and subacute patients.
On a weekend duty, you are on call from Friday 4:30 in the afternoon to Monday 8 o'clock in the morning, but are required to go to the hospital from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday.
The commute from our place to the hospital during the weekend takes around a maximum of 30 minutes, where we ride the train and take the bus.
Now I'm waiting for the bus to the hospital. The bus stop is directly in front of the hospital, which is very convenient. Here I am walking towards the hospital ready to start my day. The first thing I do is check the list of patients I am covering for the weekend. I also check the census task list, which contains JMO jobs such as clinical reviews or other jobs such as taking bloods, inserting cannulas, reviewing patients, and more. By doing this, I can plan my day ahead. I also need to round on some patients who need to be reviewed over the weekend. I check each patient's chart in the EMR for updates by checking their observation chart and recent progress notes to get an idea of which patients need to be seen first, such as those who were unstable overnight or had any issues. It's also good to ask the nurses if they have anything to hand over regarding the patients. It's also best to do consults early in the day as much as possible. So here I am talking to the geriatrician on call for the weekend after doing my clinical reviews. Honestly, I'm still getting used to doing consults over the phone and can still get quite nervous. A useful tip to make consults easier is to make a note of what to say and to deliver them in an ISBAR format. During this consult, I discussed a patient who had chest pain and another patient who tested positive for COVID whom I started Paxlovid for. Before calling my consultant, I also called the pharmacist to confirm the renally adjusted dose.
Using the ISBAR format, I is for introduction, where you introduce yourself, confirm whom you are speaking with, and ask them if it is a good time to have the consult. S is for situation, where you give them an overview of your question. You can also offer to give the patient's MRN. P is for background, such as what the patient was admitted for, brief history of the concern. A is for action, where you tell them what management you have done so far. R is for recommendation, where you can suggest your plan and ask them if they agree or have anything else in mind. They may ask you additional questions like medications that the patient is currently on or imagings that were done so far. Don't panic whenever they ask questions and you don't know the answer. Just do your best in looking for what they need. Another tip is to interview the patient beforehand for further history that may be relevant to the consult and to check the notes from previous days or even admissions. Make sure to document the plans and put in the name of the person that you have spoken with. It is also a good idea to indicate that you have discussed them with a senior.
Here I am preparing the things I need for getting bloods. During the weekend, there's no phlebotomist in this hospital, so I would be the one to take bloods on patients who need them over the weekend.
We use a butterfly set for drawing bloods and an IV pack for IV cannulation, just like this one. This is what a cannula looks like. It has a button that when you press, it automatically withdraws the needle.
I'll now prepare the materials that I will use for drawing bloods. So, I will attach this transfer tube on its other end, and this is where I'll pop the specimen tube once I'm in the vein. These, on the other hand, are the things that we'll use for IV insertion. So we have the IV starter pack, and we have 2 cannulas right here. And on the side, you'll see a tourniquet as well as 2 band-aids. And finally, of course, before we do our IV insertion, we have to prepare a saline flush. Now I've just gone off to see some patients, and now I'm donning on PPE because one of the patients I need to see is on contact precautions for possible C. diff. So by 1 p.m. my shift has ended, and now I'm waiting at the bus stop. It was a pretty easy day, and it's good that I get to leave at 1 p.m. as long as the jobs are done. Before going home, Mark and I decided to meet at the shop since we planned to buy a vacuum cleaner. We bought this vacuum cleaner at Bingley, which is really good for the price. Today's a Saturday, and tomorrow I'll be going to the hospital again, so Mark prepared my lunch for tomorrow. Here I am again, back in the hospital. It's almost the same day. I check my census task list, round on those patients who need to be reviewed over the weekend, take bloods and insert cannulas if needed, and then by 1 p.m. I'm done and I can go home. Usually, I just do all the things I need to do instead of eating lunch by 12 so I can go home at exactly 1 p.m. Today, there's no bus passing through the hospital. Usually, there are less buses and train schedules during the weekend, especially on Sundays. I walked to the train station, which takes around 10 minutes, and then while waiting for the train, I bought a snack and ate my lunch. Before going home, we decided to go to Woolworths to buy food for the following week. This branch is really near from the place we stay, which is really convenient.
Hi everyone! Now I'm going to tell you about my weekend duty. I rode an Uber today because there's no train. It's such a beautiful day today. Knowing that there are no pending clinical reviews at this time, I prioritize the bloods that needs to be taken from my patients. In that way, the bloods can be delivered to the pathology early, as well as the results will come back early and I might be able to see them before I leave. At this time, I had a clinical review for high blood sugar. I had to call the endocrinologist on call and discuss with her my plans. Good thing that the consultants here are very friendly and approachable. Meal. He was given 6 units of Novorapid at 7, then supplementals of 2 units at 7 a.m. and Opticillin of 8 units 7 a.m. also. There was also a patient who needed an indwelling catheter inserted.
Hi everyone! Today was a Sunday and we decided to de-stress by going to the beach after work. This is the Omaina Beach, which is a 15 to 20 minute travel from the hospital by bus. We brought with us a small beach mat so we can sit by the shore and just relax. We also bought snacks sold near the beach. It's so relaxing and we feel really lucky to live near beautiful beaches. The weather in the water was so cold at the start, but eventually we got the hang of it. While on the beach, I got a call from a nurse in the hospital regarding a male patient who has urinary retention and may possibly need an IDC insertion. As you can remember, I am still on call for the weekend.
We suggest finding a time at least once a week to do something relaxing, such as going to the beach. Evidence shows that listening to ocean waves reduces stress and calms the nerves.
Thank you for watching! We will do our best to upload regularly so we can tell you more about our life as a doctor in Australia. See you in our next vlog. Bye!